Vlog day 321.
I forgot about this time of year when the sun actually carries directly over the roof in its arc. It's been hitting this other roof over here, so the sun never directly came into the room. Yeah, that changes apparently today. Or maybe it changed yesterday. I'm not sure. I wasn't here this late in the morning yesterday, but I get asked the question a lot, do I feel safe in Paris? Yes, but now that the sun is right in my eyes first thing in the morning, I'm not so sure that I'm gonna make it. Harsh angle of the sun aside, of course, most people are referring to the attacks in Paris. And this has been responded by the attack that happened last night, where a guy actually drove his car up to a police van, got out, shot one of the police officers in the van, and then shot at some officers on the sidewalk, killing one, injuring two, before they shot him dead. And it's tragic, especially for the families of the police officers in question. It's horrible. The Islamic State, according to The Guardian, claimed responsibility for the attack. Francois Hollande said that it was terrorist in nature. But when people ask me if I feel safe, the answer is yes. And that doesn't change that for me at all. I don't feel any less safe because that happened. Fresh paint today. Glossy. Looks nice. I really wasn't sure how I was going to cram in there, and decided, you know what, I can wait 2 minutes for the next train, because that was a lot of people. So if people ask me, do I feel safe here? The initial answer is always yes, I feel safe. I always feel safe here. There are moments, of course, that you don't, and those are usually when you're crossing the street and you shouldn't be. As far as terrorist attacks and things like that go, I feel very safe here. I mean, statistically, you're more likely to get shot in the United States 5 times over than you are to get shot here, ever. And the terrorist incidents have not only been rare, but fairly small. The Bataclan was pretty big, and that was a mess. And what I love about the French spirit is that they just carry on. They don't let the terrorism get to them. For the most part, I mean, it gets to all of us, but the fact of the matter is that they get back out. They go to a cafe, they go to restaurants the next night, right back out on the street. And I think that's the way that we should be. And I really admire that about the French in general. So yeah, statistically, I'm safer here than I am at home, and I generally feel very safe here. The real importance of yesterday's attack was that it happened right around the same time as the last presidential debate before the first round of the elections here, which is significant, but the impact of it, for tourists and for everything else, I think is being blown out of proportion by the media, which is where I especially think that the media does us all a great disservice when they sensationalize everything that happens, blow it out of proportion, and make it sound like violence is everywhere and looking to get us all. One of the big disservices that the news media does is in sensationalizing everything and making everything big so that they can get ratings, so they can sell more crap, make their sponsors happy. It's not helpful. As you can see, everybody's still out and about living their lives here today. It was an incident, and it's tragic, especially for the family of the officer who died, but it was a small incident. And the fact of the matter remains that terrorism does not exist and does not occur to actually kill people, but it exists to terrify us and to paralyze us with fear. And so the minute that we allow that fear to affect our decisions, to change the way that we live, to give up freedom, just to feel a little bit safer, terrorism wins. So we can't let it. That doesn't necessarily go back to the fact that I feel safe here, just because I do. It's a big city. There are over 2.5 million people in the city alone. You know, the odds of getting shot here are minuscule, and even smaller the odds of being killed in a terrorist attack. It just doesn't happen. I have to look up the statistics. I did hear recently that the odds of getting killed in a terrorist attack are about the equivalent of being struck by lightning while simultaneously being eaten by a shark. The odds are low. Shouldn't worry about it. I'm about to get Mandy's training coffee. See how this goes. Apparently she's not. Why aren't you pouring the milk, Mandy?
What?
Why aren't you pouring the milk?
Because I'm not qualified.
You're not qualified?
Yeah, good things take time, Jay.
Okay, so this coffee was tamped by Mandy.
Yep. She pulled the chocolate,
Yeah.
ground it, tamped it.
Excellent.
All the important things.
Yeah. All right. So it's still on you. Very bitter. Is that what happens if you tamp it too hard?
Yeah.
I'm learning today too. Then I better sugar it.
You better.
Don't do things through the camera. It never goes well. My first tour and I've got a tandem. Also, I'm already covered in black. I don't know how that happened. See how it goes. So far, so good. These guys are awesome. These kids are great. So, first tour so far, so good. Everybody lived. All around good. So my first group was a group from New Zealand, high school kids on a 3-week trip in France. Not bad. Kind of jealous, actually. Oh wait, I get to live here. That's great. Nothing terribly dramatic happened. Everybody survived. Everybody made it back in one piece. Happy, whole, ready to eat dinner. I'm ready to eat dinner. I'm really hungry. I've had a sandwich today. I had a banana when I woke up, and I made myself a sandwich. That's all I've eaten. And it's like, what, 7:30? Ugh. Time to put some bikes away, and helmets. All locked up and ready to go. That took a little bit longer than it probably should have. Wasn't interesting enough for a time lapse. And now I've got to wash my hands again. All right. One of these guards over here saw us coming down the ramp and was like, what are they doing? There's bikes and pedestrians that aren't supposed to go down these ramps, but that's where the bikes are kept. So that's where we gotta go. It's a guaranteed free high five every time.